Marissa with his grace and her grit. Are you tired? Are you stretched to your limit, ready to just throw in the towel? Well, today we're going to be talking about staying the course, leaning into your faith, and of course I'm going to share a really simple brown rice pasta shrimp recipe. So before you call it quits, hang in there. I know that the struggle is real, but you are stronger than you think you are. All right, so stay tuned and let's talk about it. Okay, so for this recipe, you're going to need some shredded carrots and diced zucchini, of course your shrimp, and I kind of doctored this recipe to my taste buds, so I included some lemon peel, garlic powder. This is a mixture of garlic, onion, salt, and pepper, minced onion, and coriander, and of course, more salt and pepper. This is the brand I use, the Brown Rice Ramen. And for the topping seasoning, you're going to need some coconut aminos. Well, the olive oil is to spray your pan, to saute your vegetables, some lime juice or lemon, and just a little bit of olive oil, again, for the seasoning, for the topping. So, let's get started. Okay, so off camera, I started my water to boil and I boiled my pan here to saute my vegetables. And the shrimp that I have is already cooked because I didn't want this recipe to take me too long to prepare. So I hope I don't overcook it. But anyway, I'm going to season my vegetables with all of the seasoning here. The garlic powder, lemon, onion flakes, and coriander. Oh, actually, there's a little bit in at the same time. Oh, this is all in there. Yeah, so I'm kind of throwing this because I want to get all of the flavors. Okay, so I'm going to saute my vegetables here with my water bowls, and I'll be back. Okay, so I'm sauteing these vegetables on a low, medium heat, like on my electric stove, like a 4 to a 6. But one of the stories that inspires me when I feel like throwing in the towel, because like you, I am a busy woman, you know, a wife, mom, have a full-time job, hobbies, very involved in my church. You know, I wear all the hats. But like the woman with the issue of blood, see, I'm gonna glare in these glasses. Remember, she had been bleeding for 12 years, yet she never gave up. She went to doctors, probably healers, prayer groups, women groups, probably home remedies. She did everything she could possibly think of till she spent everything that she had. But one thing she did keep was her faith. Remember, she kept saying to herself, if I could just touch the hem of his garment, I'll be healed. So us, like her, we are doing everything we know how to do by faith. We are praying, studying, active in our church family, helping in the community, just doing everything that we know to do, that we're taught to do. But yet, nothing seems to be working. There's issues in a relationship, issues at work. The dog is sick. You got to go to the vet. You know, friendships are challenging. Relationships are challenging, period. It's the economy, politics, violence in our area. It's always something to make us feel a little discouraged, especially things that are pretty much out of our control. But like the woman with the issue of blood, we continue to press on. I believe that we all have a purpose. We all have set goals for ourselves. But sometimes we may have to step back, and that may look different for each one of us. We may have to delegate some things to other people, other family members, maybe resign from a few committees that we're on. I had a little bit of water in here because it seemed a little dry, like it wasn't sauteing. I'm going to turn this down a little bit. Where was I at? Yeah, we may have to slow down. We may have to take baby steps. We may have to ask for help. So in doing all of the things, it could look different for each one of us. So how do we touch the hem of his garment? One of the ways it could be contrary to popular belief. Make sure that we are hearing from God. Make sure that what it is that we're pursuing is part of his purpose, part of his plan. And, I want to say most times I think we are on the right track, but we have to remember there is an enemy to our soul out there, and he's strategic. So we have to be strategic as well. And that means being consistent, staying in faith, trusting God and his process. We have to trust the process. Remember, like Jesus said, it is written. Every time we come up against an obstacle or some type of adversity, we have to do the same thing Jesus did. He said, it is written. We have to remember what the Word of God tells us. So no matter how, discouraged we may feel, and it's real. We do feel tired. We do feel stretched to our limit. So we acknowledge those feelings. We can take a step back and regroup. So this is starting to look a little more like it's softening, because we don't want our carrots and zucchini to be mushy, just steamed a little bit to where there's still a little bit of a crunch. Let me get this a little bit. So I should have opened this off camera, but these are like in cakes. I don't know if you can see that. It's like 4 cakes here, and I'm going to use 2 of them. So I sprayed a little bit of my avocado oil in here already, and this is going to take about, I'm so sorry, I did this. I'm going to do this off camera. Okay, so I got the bag open. They're in here. Vegetables are still sauteing a little bit. I think they're still a little too crunchy. So yeah, we keep pressing forward like the woman with the issue of blood. And while we're pressing, while we're in faith, we have to remember that God sees it all. He does have a purpose for us. He has a plan. So we have to know that he sees us, he sees our faith, and he honors our faith. So we just have to know that what we have faith in, his promises, his word, his plan, that we have faith in that God is going to honor that, and we just keep pressing forward. And like the woman with the issue of blood, she went through the crowd knowing that it was prohibited for her to be around people because she was considered unclean, but she didn't care. She went with the crowd, and she touched Jesus, and guess what? Jesus felt that virtue leave from him. So I believe that as we continue to press on, because it's our heart's desire to please God, to honor him, to fulfill his purposes for us. Because remember, God has an ultimate plan, and he uses us for his purpose. Like Jesus, we didn't come here to be served, but we came to serve through our gifts, through our talents. And there are going to be some obstacles, some adversities, but we have to know through the word of God, like Jesus, to overcome those things. Know what God says and stand firm on that. Because remember, like Paul said, we walk by faith and not by sight. Just please stay encouraged. So I think this is getting a little softer, but not too soft. So I want to add in my shrimps. I'm going to put that in. I think I want to add a little bit more water to this too. This seems kind of dry. This is my third time making this recipe, and I absolutely love it. Just on a side note, I do have ulcerative colitis, so my diet is gluten-free, dairy-free, soy-free, egg-free. But down the line, I'll share more about that and more recipes if that's something that interests you. 'Cause honestly, that is one of the things that makes me want to just throw in the towel and just eat whatever I want to. But that would not be wise or healthy for me. So I'm going to let this saute a little bit. I think these noodles have like another minute or so, and we'll be back. Okay, so the noodles are done, vegetables are done, everything is off, but it's still hot. So I'm going to just put some on the plate so you can see what it looks like. So, this is the brown rice pasta. And I'm going to use the same thing here. And this looks yummy, doesn't it? This is some of my vegetables. You know what? No, that's not going to work. Yeah. This one. So, for the topping of this, that is where the, y'all, I am kind of like a messy cook, but it still tastes good. So this is the topping. This is the coconut aminos, like maybe a 1/4 cup teaspoon of lime juice. Let me move this, it's still hot. A teaspoon of lime juice, just a dash of salt, stir it up, and I put a little bit of olive oil in here as well. And I'm just gonna teaspoon a little bit and sprinkle it over here. And I have my Invisaligns in, so I can't take them out to taste this. But this is what it looks like, and it is delicious. It is yummy. So to just wrap up our conversation, Philippians 1:6 says that he who began a great work in you will finish it to completion. Remember that God is a God of completion. So no matter what your journey is looking like to reach your goals, fulfill your purpose, know that God is before you and you can trust him. You can trust the process. So just hang in there. And most of all, know that you're not alone. Another way it may look like on your journey when it comes to touching the hem of his garment, and I think I might have already said this, it's because it's kind of a hard thing to do, and that is reaching out for help, getting someone to encourage you, to inspire you, someone who's already been through what you're going through. Connecting with your local church, your pastor, maybe the pastor's wife. So I hope that this video, I hope that this video encouraged you. In the comments, just let me know one thing that you do when you feel like you want to throw in the towel. So remember to stay encouraged and stay empowered by faith. So until the next time, bye.